Okay guys, so I'm just following up on that last video where I was looking at the forces involved in a basal anchor if your rope happens to be caught on something small which is just above the union. And you might be looking up at it, and you can, even if you can see it, that it's stuck on something, it might not seem like it's very high above the union, but there's a pretty good chance that it is higher than it looks. But anyway, so what I have here is a climbing line. The Blue Moon is on a basal anchor, goes up to the union, and it's on a quick release, which is about 7 inches above above the union. And what I have here is 3 kettlebells. They weigh, this is on peak mode, but they weigh around 85 kilos. So around, it's between 180 and 190 pounds, which is a good representation for a climber with full gear on. And so this is, there's about 100 feet of rope in this system, and it is on a natural crotch up top, okay? So before I drop this, let's take a look at what I got up top. Okay, so this is my setup up top. The climbing line runs up from the ground through this quick release. Above the union here, this union represents my tie-in. And you can see on my tape here, we're just over 52 foot or 16 meters. Okay, so there's a lot of rope in the system. So for this first test here, I weighted this. I pulled down as hard as I can. It's sitting about 7 inches above the union, so it's going to drop in there. So remember, the drop is double, right? And I have a camera here so we can see what happens, how it looks from up here, okay? So remember, it's going to drop double plus a little bit extra, okay? So hopefully I can pull this quick release from here and release it, okay? Let's see what happens. Get over here closer. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, they hit the ground. Not a great test. Okay, well, I'm going to reset this, okay? Hang on. Okay, that's the 4th time I've climbed this tree to set this video up. Okay, so again, this is going to fall double plus some extra for stretch and whatever. So if our total fall in this would maybe 16 inches or so, I would estimate. Okay, so this is on peak mode. This is going to tell us the maximum that it hits, and hopefully I have these high enough above the ground that they're not going to hit, okay? And hopefully that this quick release can work from the ground. All right, so let's see how this works. So 3, 2, 1. Nope. 3, 2, 1. All right, did you get that? Okay, so they didn't hit the ground. So this peaked at 169 kilos. Basically a 2x. It's almost exactly 2x. Okay. So that's a lot of force hitting the climber, right? I didn't measure. I don't have a good way of measuring the force on the actual the union itself, but hopefully I'll figure that out later. But anyway, a lot of people said from the last video that they wanted to see the forces on the climber. Okay, so this is a relatively short fall. I mean, all things being considered, this is 52 feet up there, and if you take a look, I don't know if you can see it on the camera here, but that height difference of 7 inches from the ground, 50 feet away, it looks like nothing. You know what I mean? Like it might as well, it looks like an inch or two maybe, right? So my point being, if just 7 inches above the union is 2x on your fall, on the force that's going in, it's going into your rope, your bridge, your saddle, your back, everything is experiencing that. You know, that's a very short fall, relatively speaking. I know a lot of people have taken a lot worse falls than that, but even that is just 2x. So hopefully that gets you thinking. Hopefully that's in my mind, that's a much more real world example of what we're trying to talk about here. So, all right, hopefully you can get some value out of that. Let me know in the comments what you think, if that makes sense, what we should look at next with load cells. And until next time. And now I got to go up and get all that. This guy is heavy. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Willow.